What's up everybody and welcome to the damn video. Today is the peak week video. I'm going to talk you through everything that we're going to do with peak week in terms of stress, cardio, training, food, carbohydrates, sodium, water. That's about it. I was going to go into drugs, but drugs aren't really going to change much. I woke up at a new low weigh-in today after a very, very long time. I've been digging my bollocks off to get leaner and get my weight down, but inevitably with the drugs that I'm using, like my weight is one variable to track, right? So actually my weight can go up a little bit because I can gain muscle, and that's what's been happening. I went up to we got down to 89 kilos. I then went up to 91 for a couple of weeks, and finally today, I was back down to 89 kilos on the dot. So we should see another low weigh-in tomorrow. Current macros on training days are 220 protein, 200 carb, and 30 fat. Non-training day, which is today, 220 protein, 75 carb, and 30 fat. So this day is low. However, steps and cardio have changed a little bit. We have slowly started to ease off, but we're going to talk through that process as we go through the day. I've got a few errands to run. I've got a haircut to get. Competition haircut day, 6 days out. I'm going to get all this off after cardio, which they're going to love. And then we're going to get a few errands done throughout the day, and we're going to talk you through this peak week. If I have one pro tip for you, it's make sure you get a good accountant and make sure you get a good fucking business guy, because my ones were shit and I've had to change my business address. I've had to change this and that, and I haven't been able to pay my tax, which was like a month ago. Pay your accountant more. You actually save more. Let me know, people, Vibrams or not. They comfy. That was an absolute ball ache. That's 25 minutes done on the treadmill. But Josh, why are you doing that on the treadmill? You have been doing 16 weeks on the Stairmaster and the Stepper. Well, let me tell you. While inevitably in a prep, you need to bury yourself on these machines to pull off the body fat. You need to bury yourself in the gym and put yourself through this chronic fatigue and actually chronic inflammation. You might find that your knees are swollen, your ankles are swollen, things are swollen, and they hurt. It's because of the chronic inflammation, and part of a peak week needs to be predominantly focused around reducing and alleviating that chronic inflammation. So a big part of a peak week would be actually pulling off your intensity, pulling off your cardio intensity, still keeping activity nice and high, but you can do low impact things like going for a nice brisk walk or an easy walk, for example, but not just pounding a Stairmaster. So I've stopped that about 3 or 4 days ago. I switched to an incline walk, and I've just noticed my legs just come leaner and leaner and leaner, more vascular, and it's just because of the inflammation. The inflammation is reducing. So my first peak week tip for you guys is going to be focus on reducing your inflammation. It doesn't mean stop doing cardio. It just means at some point you probably need to stop doing cardio, or at least so much impactful cardio. So think about it. Alleviate that stress, put yourself in a position. You also got to think that if you're in a place of chronic fatigue, chronic inflammation, you're not in a position to absorb nutrients. You're not in a position to eat and carb up. So we've got to put ourselves into that calm state. Haircut. Let's go. I think this is the longest I left my hair for a while. Time to get clean. Damn, who dis? I decided against getting the beard cut in the end. I just thought I would do it at home. To be honest, I fucking took some Clem this morning and my heart rate is like 1,000 miles per hour, and I couldn't sit there anymore. I just wanted to leave so I can just fucking go home and calm down a little bit. Let's go back home and we'll talk about the next point, peak week. So guys, the next thing that I want to talk about is obviously going to be linked in a little bit to that inflammation that we were talking about, and it's going to be the process of reducing your intensity in the gym. I know I kind of said that in the last point, but I train to 10 out of 10 failure. The muscle damage that you occur during training to failure and training hard and training how you technically should be is not what we're trying to occur right now. I'm 6 days out. I'm not going to be building muscle. You know, if you're in your peak week, you're not building muscle. So the focus needs to be moving away from causing as much damage as possible and actually just reserving as much damage as possible. Your activity is still going to be high, so your calorie output will be fairly similar. You're just going to drop that intensity to reduce that muscle damage, which is inevitably going to be happening. In terms of like depletion, I might as well talk about depletion while we're here. I'm not going to run anything crazy in terms of depletion. A lot of people would like deplete for 3 or 4 days so they can prime themselves for a load. Well, here's the thing. I've been dieting for 16 weeks. I've been depleted for probably like 10 of those weeks. I'm primed for food at any point. I don't need to actually run a pull down phase of carbohydrates because I'm always flat. I'm always pulled down. Okay, I might hold some fullness because of drugs and stuff, but like more often than not, like I'm flat and I could always do with more food. So actually, there's no point in me depleting anymore. The only way I could see a huge depletion paying any benefit would be if you were massive, like 300-pound bodybuilder, because it's quite hard to get depleted if you're that big. But really, like you're depleted anyway. So really, the only thing is going to be I'm going to run a rest day before my load. My rest day is like 75 carb, as I said earlier in the video. So that serves as my little mini deficit for the day, but like I do that anyway. And then I'm going to load carbohydrates either Friday and Saturday or Thursday, Friday, with a moderate day Saturday. Now, the benefits of being able to refeed, the benefits of having been able to refeed throughout my competition prep, I've refed 3 times now. We've had 3 different carbohydrate points. We take photos pre, post, you know, the day after, the day after, the day after. And it's always been 2 days post refeed with 2 kind of similar moderate days that I've always looked my best. So it kind of makes sense with the data for me to load Thursday, have a moderate load Friday, and then maybe less of a load Saturday, and then just be perfect for Sunday. However, we are going to take it day at a time. So carb load, nothing crazy, guys. We're just going to keep it simple, run things as they are, and just add a little bit in as we go forward. I'm going to sit, I'm going to chill, I'm going to do some work in the sun. I'm going to ground myself and get my circadian rhythm booming in this natural sunlight. We'll be back with you later with the next point. I feel like it's never till you get a haircut you realise how bad you needed a haircut. So I want to talk about the next thing. So I've got a big list here so I don't forget things for you. So we have talked about carb manipulation and what we're going to do. I'm obviously going to keep you guys updated. I'm going to film on probably Thursday, and then I'll film a Saturday vlog, which I'll put out, and then obviously I'll film the show day. So then we'll see. Cardio and training, we talked about, obviously we're reducing that intensity, reducing that inflammation, which is nice. It's quite hard to train not to failure, but it's pretty good. So the next thing is water and sodium. So roughly speaking, I probably have about 5 to 6 liters a day anyway. So I've just bumped that to a consistent 7 liters. Speaking of, this is 3.5. And then we're just going to keep that consistent just so it's a regular thing. And then if at any point we need to, like I'm a pretty dry person anyway, you guys know, like I'm really vascular anyway. If at any point we need to cut water, use any diuretics or anything like that, not the illegal ones, just like H2O remove and stuff, we can implement those and just pull water whenever we need to. So right now the plan is 7 liters every single day until Saturday, which would be the day before show, where I expect we'll probably half it just to pull down water and match water to carbohydrate ratio. And that's pretty much it. Sodium, I've always counted my sodium and my potassium. I have 4 to 6 grams of potassium a day and 3 to 5 grams of sodium a day, which is basically like 5-6 grinds on like a grinder, with every single meal. So I just keep that consistent again, and then that again gives us the ability to just drop out salt whenever we need to, and then put it back in whenever we need to, because I'll just take my little salt shaker with me, and we'll just match straight back up to where we know we need to be. And that'll just give us the manipulation. But with salt, there's nothing too crazy to talk about. So if you're natural guys, I wouldn't worry about this. Just get shredded. If you're taking compounds that will manipulate water a little bit and may cause you to hold water, you can manipulate these things a little bit. But I'm telling you, like, things aren't going to change crazy. It's not going to be like, oh my god, Josh is now not drinking and loads of salt. It's just going to be like little manipulations, because at the end of the day, if you're not in condition at peak week, you ain't ready for a peak week. The next thing we've got to talk about is shaving, tanning, the show day setup, anything I'm going to change with drugs, and anything else. But first, I've got some more work to do. I've got a busy day, and I've got to walk the dog. So the dreaded tanning process, I look forward to it. I really enjoy it. So let me talk you through my tanning routine, my hair removal routine. So I'm competing on Sunday. So from Wednesday, I will use Veet, I will use hair removal cream. It works for me really, really well. I have quite light, fair skin. If you couldn't already tell, my hair is pretty light and it's not like thick or anything, apart from my head where it's really thick. I can really, really afford to take my hair off quite early because not much is going to grow back by Sunday. I'm going to take everything off Wednesday, and then Friday night I'm going to go over and just shave any patches that I've got. Obviously I'm going to take my arm hair off and everything, so I'm going to make sure that everything is pristine. I then have my tan, my first base layer of tan on the Saturday. I always need one extra layer than most people. I wonder why. So then that'll be on the Saturday. That'll develop a little bit overnight. I won't shower or anything. You won't shower, you don't touch yourself from like Saturday afternoon until after your competition, which is horrible. You'll then sleep, you'll wake up, and then I'm going for my base tan on show day in the morning. No, sorry, my next layer of tan on show day in the morning, whereby they'll just top up everything, any smudges from the night they'll clean over, and they'll just make you look pristine. And then you glaze probably like 15-20 minutes before stage, because you can actually soak it. You can actually soak it up. So you want to get that on just before you go on stage. Pro tip for you guys. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I'm going to do with my skin is I'm going to scrub. I've got the scrubbing gloves that you put on, and you can just scrub. This just takes all the little bumps that you probably can't see off, all the little bumps and nooks and crannies that you can't see in your elbows and all that kind of thing, so that the tan doesn't get patchy, because it will get caught in those bits of dead skin. And then I'm also switching all of my products that I use to zero fragrance, zero perfume, that's the same thing, zero chemicals, because they can affect the tan. You don't want to go green. No chemicals, scrubbed, shave Wednesday, and then Veet Wednesday, shave Friday, tan Saturday, next tan Sunday. Fucking game day, baby. I'm so excited. I was saying, I just messaged my girlfriend now and I said it's been a long time coming and I've not been excited. I've just been like working, you know, because it's really fucking hard. I've just taken every day at a time. Today I'm excited. I'll see you for the next tip in a minute. So guys, final things about my peak week, which I think that you guys will find important to know. Show day. So show day is about lists. How many fucking lists can you make? Check it again, go over it, board shorts, you know, get your essentials, prioritize 1, 2, and 3, make sure you've got everything in list and an itinerary. You don't want to be caught short, you don't want to miss an athlete's meeting, you don't want to miss this, you don't want to miss that. So leading up to that, in terms of training, I'm going to pump workout Friday and Saturday, just light weights, you know, literally just getting a pump just to keep that movement going, because I look best when I have worked out. Like taking a few days off, I feel I don't have that pop. So I definitely want to have like 2 pump workouts. So far away from failure, we're not creating muscle damage. Literally just driving like a concentric pump, because we know there's a little bit less muscle damage in the concentric. Eccentrics would be a little bit quicker. So here's the thing, I'll throw up a physique update right now. I took this like 2 minutes ago, just coming out the sun. So I'm vascular, like I'm really, really tight. You guys can see. Guys, let me know what you think. How do I look 6 days out? I'd really like to get your feedback. Obviously, I'm extremely flat. I've had 0 carbs today. I've had like 200 yesterday, and I trained legs, and I did cardio, and I did steps. So I am flat. But you can see how dry and vascular I am. So in terms of diuretics, I do have a H2O remove scheduled for Friday and Saturday, which is like a natural diuretic which can help you flush out water. But I mean, if I can come in this lean and this tight, I probably wouldn't need it. You shouldn't push those things if you don't need to. However, they are there if they're needed. Alongside that, emergency sweets or things that are very, very high carb and low volume, like Rice Krispies square bars in case you're flat. A pump product before you work out, before you get on stage, so you can get a better pump. And of course, like pack all your scales, your body weights, and your body weight scales, and make sure you're not missing anything off that list. From waking, I'll send pictures and we'll schedule meals. Most likely, it's going to be just keep me where I am, which will probably be about 50 carb meals, maybe 20 to 30 protein, and we'll just keep those every couple of hours, maybe with salt and with a little bit of water just to facilitate that glycogen to go through the system. But really, other than that, like, I want the main thing about this video to be like, if you're not shredded, don't peak, just keep dieting, because trying to get full, trying to get tight, it's a complicated business. But if you're shredded, it's just easy, because you can just taper up. You literally just like down cardio intensity, relieve stress, and just taper up food and find a look that you like, and then just keep both of them there. Like, it's really, really easy. But if you're not shredded and you're trying to do that, you just slow your fat loss process, and it's stupid. So assess where you are, be honest with yourself. I think that's the most important thing. Trust the process. Let's get it, guys. 6 days out. Let me know what you think. It's been a while since I've done a talking video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you do. Peace and love, everybody. I love you. Peak week, baby. This is the first day I'm excited. It's giddy.